You've heard the buzz, right? The ketogenic diet, or keto as everyone calls it. It's pretty much everywhere. But with all that hype, it's easy to feel a little lost. So let's cut through all the noise and really break down what this diet is all about.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get into what keto actually is. Then, we'll look at the potential benefits, the reasons everyone's so excited about it. After that, we're getting practical, the rules, the foods, the whole shebang. And we'll wrap up with what might be the most important part, the risks and things you absolutely need to consider.
All right, first up, let's get right to the core of it. What is the keto diet and how is it supposed to work?
So yeah, you've heard people say they're going keto, but what does that actually mean? Well, the entire diet is designed to push your body into a very specific metabolic state.
And that state is called ketosis. See, the whole idea is to flip a switch on your metabolism. By dramatically cutting carbs, you starve your body of its usual fuel source, glucose. So, what does it do? It's forced to find an alternative. That alternative is fat. Your liver starts breaking down fat into these molecules called ketones, and suddenly, that's your body's new go-to energy source.
Okay, so that leads to the million-dollar question, right? Why has this diet become so incredibly popular? Well, the answer really lies in some pretty compelling potential benefits that have a lot of people interested.
First and foremost, and this is the big one for most people, is weight loss. But what's really fascinating is how it seems to work. The diet appears to dial down ghrelin, that's the hormone that screams, "I'm hungry," while at the same time, it cranks up hormones like CCK that tell your brain, "Hey, we're full." So you might just naturally end up eating less.
But it's not just about the scale. Some studies are pointing to other positive changes, at least in the short term. We're talking about better control over blood sugar and insulin levels. And it can also give a boost to your HDL, which you've probably heard of as the good cholesterol.
And get this, the potential perks might not just be physical. Some of the research suggests the keto diet could have protective effects on the brain. It's even being explored as a therapy for certain brain disorders, though a lot more research is needed there for sure.
So if we were to just run down the whole list of potential upsides, you're looking at things like reduced appetite, lower triglycerides, maybe even lower blood pressure, and improvements in cholesterol. It's a pretty long list, and it definitely helps explain why so many people are willing to give it a try.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now it's time to dig into the how. What are the actual rules of the road if you want to get your body into ketosis?
And whoa, this is where you really see the huge shift. We're talking about a complete flip of the standard food pyramid. On keto, fat isn't just a part of your diet, it is your diet, making up a massive 60 to 80% of your daily calories. Protein is kept moderate, and carbs, well, they're practically a rounding error at just 5 to 10%.
All right, so let's break down the rules. Rule number 1, and this is the absolute core of it all, you have to slash your carbs, usually down to less than 25 net grams a day. That's really, really low. Then you focus on good quality protein and, of course, a lot of healthy fats. Oh, and hydration is absolutely critical, especially at the beginning.
Following rules and counting macros is one thing, but what does that actually look like when you're staring into your fridge? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, what you eat and what you don't.
So your plate is going to look, well, really different. You're basically building your meals around things like meat, fish, eggs, and leafy greens. But on the flip side, you're saying goodbye to entire food groups. Think grains, bread, sugar, most fruits, and even starchy veggies like potatoes. No, that avoid list looks pretty intense, but the eat list is actually way more flexible than you might think. We're talking meat, poultry, fish, eggs, nuts, seeds, tons of low-carb veggies, full-fat dairy, you can even have some berries. So there are definitely still a lot of options to work with.
We've seen the good parts, the potential upsides, and what you can eat. But now it's time for the reality check, and this is crucial. This diet is not without some serious risks and considerations.
And this really is the big one, isn't it? Is this diet actually healthy and safe for everybody? The short answer, absolutely not. And it's really important to understand why.
This is where you see the real trade-off. Yeah, you might get that quick win on the scale in the short term, but the long game is a whole different story. This is a tough diet to stick with. You're cutting out whole food groups, which puts you at risk for nutrient deficiencies. Lots of people get the keto flu when they start, and there's a real risk it could raise your LDL, the bad cholesterol.
And let me be super clear here, because the sources are. There are specific groups of people who should absolutely not try this diet. That includes women who are pregnant or nursing, anyone with kidney or liver disease, and people with certain heart conditions. This isn't just a suggestion. It's a serious safety warning.
You know, if you take away only one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. I'm just going to read it straight up. It is always best to consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new diet, especially if you have any underlying health conditions. Seriously, this isn't just some casual advice, it's a critical first step.
So, at the end of the day, the keto diet is a powerful metabolic tool. There's no doubt about that. It literally changes how your body runs. But like any powerful tool, it has to be the right one for the job, and it has to be used correctly. The real question isn't just, does keto work? It's, is keto the right and safe tool for you?